was just a little bad base running by Carl. So we're we got picked off and thrown out, and yeah, here we are. We're live.
Exactly.
We're good.
All good.
We're good. We're This Fan's View. It's Wednesday night. We worked right through it. They tried picking us off, but nope, that didn't happen.
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not our first rodeo.
No, unfortunately, glitch, right?
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We just got to get this Phillies game to get this win here.
Yeah, we're gonna dig into it, but we'll wait till probably the 7:00 hour to do all of our updates and announcements and everything once the big crowd gets on board. But yeah, talking about the Phillies, John. What is it? 2-2 still?
Yeah, exactly.
2-2, and both runs were given up, I guess, by Alvarado on a home run, and then Sir Anthony.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, Cesar. They're bitching themselves.
Yeah. It's unusual to see. We haven't seen this much, from the Phillies, having these, mental errors on the bases. I mean, you see it every once in a while from Harper, but
you got a lot of things going on, and I've got a bunch of them that I'd like to share with everybody. And John, you can certainly chime in. We can do it one by one, but
yeah,
is it more? I'm going to try to simplify this. Is it more the injuries, or is it just bad baseball? And I'm talking the current status.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And we know all the injuries that they've got. And my God, you could build a nice new team with all the injuries they have.
No, it's true. I think, going off of that, I think it's probably the injuries, and the guys are trying to do too much to make up for the injuries.
100%. Yep.
I think it's that they are trying to take that extra base, trying to make something happen instead of just let the next guy do their job. Kind of like they did against Sandy Alcantara on Monday night?
Yeah, when they scored 15 runs, right?
Yeah, it was nice and easy. It was a nice game. They seem to have Sandy Alcantara's number a little bit. A great pitcher, but I mean, for whatever reason, they seem to be able to hit him. But they they just let things come to them. It wasn't like they were manufacturing and trying to do too much.
Well, it wasn't a 2-1 game. They weren't losing 3-2. You know what I mean? They got out in front and they just pounded. They just pounded the ball, and that's much like last year. When they played the same kind of baseball. But I mean, you're talking about, and you and I have dissected this, I think, 100 different ways.
Right.
You've lost 2 first basemen. Right. You've got a new double play combination in Stott and Harper or Turner at second and short. Right.
Yep.
You can't ask Alec Boehm to do any more. But here lies one of my problems. With the lineups, right? All these different lineups, and they continue to run, Clemens out there, Cody Clemens, who got his first hit as a Philly today. Am I right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Let's just, barring, facing Sandy Koufax, let's just put Boehm at first and get Sosa in the lineup every day.
Yeah, no, true. You kind of have to stick with a as much of a normal lineup as you can right now.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
Just because you're so far deep, like you said, you're already into your third / fourth, maybe fifth, first baseman. Basically, when you keep moving guys around like you are, that makes things a little bit difficult. It's unfortunate for Boehm, like we've talked about here in the store. Like, he's finally getting his way at third base, working his butt off to field the ball better.
I hate to ruin that.
Right.
But the team needs them now to move over to first base. And correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't that always a possibility from the beginning?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, because they weren't sure that he could play third base, and so yeah, let's get him over to first base, and
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean that's definitely something to think about. It's something to Sosa's not doing bad. He's performing when he's out there, um, and probably gives you a little bit more pop, obviously, than Cody Clemens. Um, so yeah, I think yeah, for the time being, I think instead you're going to have to kind of just do that. Put Sosa in there, leave Turner at short. Stott's been playing phenomenal right now.
yeah.
Putting even coming out of the leadoff spot, which is been nice. Bohm, keep Castellanos, Schwarber, and Bohm or Marsh out in the outfield.
All right,
Keep it
stop
normal.
right there. Stop. Just hold that thought right there. Marsh out in center field. Why is he not playing every night?
Right. Exactly. It's we hate to hear it. It's all the analytics. It's the matchups. Try to get the righty lefties matchups and stuff. But
Well,
you know what? You're stuck right now. You got to throw that out the window right at the moment and play your
I'm
best player.
sorry. I don't think Christian Page could hit Ricky Patalico.
Probably not.
Ricky's been out of the game quite a few years.
Right.
There's a reason he's on his third team in 3 years.
Exactly. Yeah, he was an up and comer coming out of the Braves organization, but kind of like we talk about, you pump up your guys, get the market value up high for them, and move on from them.
Well,
once you evaluate them.
Here's another problem that I have, and I got a lot of them tonight. I really do.
You're gonna have another one because the Phillies just took the Marlins just took the lead. But
did they? Yeah. So yeah, I mean that. I'm sorry, that just can't happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? That just can't happen. Shawnee's talking about fundamentals, and I mean, isn't that what spring training's for? To get all this, this, out of the system, get all this bad baseball, and I mean, come on, just let's go with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is. It's tough. They're going to try to throw out the excuse. That they played the most. The longest. Their break wasn't as long, so they tried to, give guys time during. You got to play baseball.
I mean, I understand it, but I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
How come some guys can adapt and other guys can't?
Exactly.
You know what true. I mean? And the two that I'm mainly talking about are Wheeler versus Nola.
Right.
Wheeler doesn't seem to have a problem giving you a solid 6.
Mm-hmm.
Give up a run or two and not get lit up the third time around. Much to the demise of what Nola's been doing. What's he got? 3 starts now, and
3 starts, and
and we've had the same deficiencies all 3 times.
Right. Yeah, his last outing against the Yankees, he went 5 innings, or no, he went 6. But other than that, they still lost all 3 games.
Well, what do you mean, Joe? He needs to get his head straight. I mean, the guy's been in the league long enough to understand what he needs to do. You know what I mean?
I think part of it, maybe Joe's talking about, is the contract that they haven't given him the contract.
Should that even be a concern when you cross the line?
It shouldn't. No, it really shouldn't. But everybody's human. They're thinking about
They're excuses.
They are excuses. You're right.
Every one of these problems that we've talked about so far, they've all been excuses.
Right.
You got Cody Clemens, who they gave up, some nice pieces, to get Sosa and Clemens. Sosa hasn't shown anything yet. And neither has Clemens in that trade.
Yeah, no.
That trade right now, if we're grading it, 12 games in has been a failure.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that harsh. I mean, as far as Soto's going to be okay. They're finding their way as far as the where their roles are going to be. I know we're going to talk about Kimbrel being in the closer spot, which I don't know that he deserves to be put there. But
well, I mean, I think we understand as fans that we don't have a closer,
right,
or at least we haven't seen anything more than Kimbrel coming in to close games.
right, yeah.
Um,
For some reason, Sir Anthony seems to be off a little bit this year. He's been getting hit around. So yeah, it hasn't been good. For
well,
that,
I just, I mean, the things that Dombrowski has done, in trying to, what am I trying to say? Patch center field together. I think Marsh is what you need, and you just need to let him play.
right? Oh no,
And
absolutely.
and you need to stop messing around. You know, does he know when he's playing from one day to the next? And I
Exactly.
think today's modern day player, they need to know.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah,
That
it's
seems to be a problem. They got Paget late in the season. I don't know what annoys me more, that he can't hit or his green glove. I'm not sure which.
yeah,
I'm not sure
that he
what.
hasn't.
I'm annoyed at both.
Right. Oh yeah. No, it's true. I
I
mean,
just he just doesn't seem like send him down to AAA. Let him work on some stuff.
right.
You know what
Yeah,
I
fix
mean?
that swing.
You're telling me that Scott Kingery's not better than Cody Clemens?
Yeah. No, it's true.
I know Jack's excited to have the Rocket in town, wearing the Phillies gear. It's a shame we can't, get him to be our fifth starter. He probably could be pretty good. Phillies just lost.
Yeah.
So, you can't lose games like this. I'm sorry.
No. Especially the last two nights with your two aces, Nola and Wheeler on the mound.
You just can't. Well, I mean, Wheeler gave you it's not Wheeler's fault tonight.
No, but
You
just
know what I mean?
but having them on the mound, you can't lose those games.
No, 100% can't lose those games.
Not that it was Wheeler's fault, but just you gotta be able to win those games.
Joe, nobody could foresee all these injuries.
Right.
And you got bodies, being pushed around. And it's difficult. It's difficult to put your finger on what exactly. What am I trying to say? They're trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Well, you lost Harper, you lost Hoskins. Then you lose, Derek Hall. By the way, had his surgery today. He texted me and told me the surgery went well. He would see me soon.
Right.
So good luck to him.
Then you lose Ranger Suarez.
What did he do? He pitched 2 innings in spring training, so he's probably what? Even if he got the green light to go, he's probably what?
At least a month away.
Couple of starts in the minors to get going.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's going to be at least a month away to get that arm strength back up.
So you're talking about not till they come back home after this going out on the road. It's just I go back to my first question. Injuries are just bad baseball.
I think it's more injuries. I mean, there's a little bit of bad baseball with the base run-ins, but like we were saying, it's caused because of trying to do too much because of the injuries.
Today, the bullpen, let us down.
Right.
And you got to, I was personally excited about all these arms.
Right.
I thought all these guys were like, they were aces. They were ready to save games.
Yeah. No, it's that they say, again, excuses or whatever you want to call them. It's the letdown of it, playing in the playoffs, playing in the World Series, they're coming off of that, the letdown a little bit, adrenaline wise with the crowd. You were there opening day. I'm sure it was pretty loud. you would know because you were there when Harper hit the home run to send them to the World Series. So,
I mean, when things are going well, I mean, that was a nice crowd there today for
right,
for an afternoon game. That was a nice crowd.
yeah,
The Philly fans they're the best. They'll get out and support, and rightfully so. I mean, they took us to the World Series last year. I just look at, I mean, you're missing a couple of key pieces, but you've added a couple of key pieces.
oh yeah,
You would think that you'd have a balance there.
mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. It's really difficult to figure out.
Yeah.
I know these guys. I know Nick is trying to stretch these doubles into triples, and everybody's trying to take that extra base, and but it's just, I don't know where we at. We still aren't back to 500.
No, we're 4-8, right?
4-8. You're hitting the road. You're going to where? Cincinnati for
right
for 4 games. Then you're on to Chicago and the White Sox, right?
Yeah, and then back home for Colorado.
I mean,
you have a nice little stretch to hopefully get back into it, but you would have thought with the Marlins being here, that would have helped you out as well. And
like I've been saying, you just need to win 2 or 3. That's
right.
all.
Exactly.
Not lose 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly. What are you thinking of Thompson this year so far?
Well, I mean, we talked about this as well so many times. Is he in total control of this lineup? Is he truly making these calls for the the in-game thing? Maybe.
Right.
I know he loves bouncing around in the bullpen. And I know when things were right. He seemed like he was having a difficult time finding a spot for Sosa when Sosa needed to play.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just, I don't know.
I think Strom was the first one. No, Strom. Yeah, Strom, I think, got the win.
Did he get the first win, right?
Yeah,
first game.
Yeah.
I don't know, John. You've put it in my head about this analytics and the control that they have, and I'm just so confused that some of his moves are mind-boggling.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like I said, you got to, you're limited right at the moment, so you got to, like we were saying, get your best players out there, play your best 9.
Got to,
whether or not the matchups are ideal. You don't have that luxury of being able to play the matchups because you're already down. Hoskins, Harper, Derek Hall. It's you just go down the line. You got guys missing out.
And the players that we've replaced these guys with. Come on,
right?
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
exactly. You're beating yourself up.
I mean, we're fortunate to have Sosa, right there to be able to, at least be serviceable. Like not that he's going to kill you. Be able to play a spot, and Bone being flexible enough to be able to go over to first base to be able to, cover up there, and it's.
I don't need to see Clemens as a starter. I don't need to see Paget on this lineup at all.
Right.
He just not deserving of that uniform right now.
Right. If anything, just a defensive replacement later in the game, but
you don't have that luxury right now.
Well, right. Well, no, you don't. Which, yeah, like you said, so he's not going to play, but.
So now he's just a member of the 26.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's mind-boggling because I think everyone, and a lot of it was calm down. It's 162 game schedule. I get it. I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah.
But we talked about this, before the season started. You can't bury yourself.
Yeah.
You cannot bury yourself. Look at the division. Nobody's running away with it.
No, exactly.
Lucky Tampa's not in our division. They're 12-0.
Yeah. Can you believe that? I mean, that's insane. But
You
yeah,
know,
I mean that's the things you gotta hope for, because just playing 500 baseball right now, you get until you get Harper back, you can play 500 baseball. You're in great shape, and it's you had games to win. Last night was an ideal situation.
well,
Uh,
so
you know,
was today,
and
John.
today, yeah,
So was
exactly,
today. You know what I mean? You're at home, against a mediocre Marlins team. Yeah, they've got a couple, two, three nice players, and they were hot, and they beat
yeah,
you in the series, and but they're, you're not supposed to lose these games at home.
no, and with that lineup, you can't let Aruz beat you. He had the cycle yesterday. I mean, I don't think we got him out more than 4 times in the whole 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, it just our pitching's not where it needs to be, whether they're starters or relief pitchers. Look at Strom. I mean, he was penciled in as a
Reliever,
a relief
relief.
pitcher, right?
Yeah,
And you had to quickly stretch him out, and thank goodness we've gotten a couple good starts out of him.
yeah. Him and Bailey Falter, they're 2 lefties. That's
Yeah,
what's
it's
helped saving us right now.
yeah, I don't know. It's early. I know it's early. It's 162. It's a long season. But man, it just they're just burying themselves. You know what
They
I
are.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you can start to see a little. I mean, when Schwarber's got 3 bombs, but when he's striking out or popping up or whatever, you can see that disgusted look. Like,
Right.
I should
Oh
have
yeah.
had that.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know,
And we all saw it last year. I mean, he struggled early. In June, he turned it on, and so
yep.
it's not like he's not going to get back to those numbers by the end of the year, technically. But it's just it's tough going through it when it's early in the year, and you're looking at your record and it's 4-8, where you
So
could have.
let's get back to the relief pitching a little bit because it seems to be a little bit of a juggernaut, all the time. And with the starters only going 5-6 innings, I mean, is it? I guess it's extremely important for Alvarado, Sir Anthony. Who else?
Well, you got
Who's
Gregory Soto and Kimbrel,
yeah?
Connor
I mean,
Brogdon.
you're looking to get 4 innings out of your bullpen just about every night.
Exactly. Well, at the moment, yeah. I mean, like Thompson was saying, he would have liked to have gotten 6 like he did today out of Wheeler, and you would have had the lineup set up. And it looks bad because Alvarado gave up the home run to tie the game there, but he
He
was
was
going
on
into
a
a second inning. So
yeah.
it's a second guessing maybe. It's easy to second guess it because the result that he gave up the home run, but
Yeah, but he's been so good.
oh yeah,
You knew, it wasn't gonna go the whole season. This isn't
right,
Brad Lynch.
right.
You know what
No,
I mean?
exactly. Because it was like 17 innings that he has, 17 games that he hasn't
17,
given up.
18 innings, whatever it was. Yeah.
But
he's been good.
yeah, but sending him out there for that second inning, I kind of was like, ooh,
I said that to Sue. I'm like, why? Why
right,
are you? And then here comes Thompson. He only wanted the matchup. He only wanted one
right.
out. Well, that ended up being,
The tie game,
yeah.
and
So that backfired on him because
right.
Alvarado did his job.
Right. Yeah, get them out at one end, and especially early in the year, you don't want to keep building these guys up and burning them out, especially until the starters can get stronger to be able to get 6 into the 7th maybe. So yeah, that was a little bit tough. You got your guys that they were all fresh. They all sat basically had the day off with Alcantara's game on Monday. They didn't need to use up everybody. So yeah, it's tough, but
The irony of baseball.
yeah, exactly.
But all right. I mean, we can sit here for hours and
Oh yeah,
try to figure out different things. My closing comment, and I sent you the picture right before the show started, and there's Harper. He's busting his ass. He wants to get back and play. He's got a full elbow brace on.
mm-hmm.
I mean, are they really going to rush him back?
I think unfortunately they may, and I don't know that's we talked about that. I don't know. I think he's doing it right now to get his cardio going. So when he is available, it's not going to take him that much time to get up. He had the
Well,
brace on. He had his brace on his arm when he's running, so he's not swinging
sure.
the elbow, that kind of stuff to keep it stable.
Gotcha.
So,
I just, after all we've been through and the off season and this bad stretch at the beginning of the
right.
season, I just hate to see something bad.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. You can't afford to have him have a setback. And Joe, yeah, I mean, he's always going to be pushing. He wants to play tomorrow if he could.
Oh yeah,
You
he'd
know,
go tomorrow, no
yeah,
doubt, no doubt.
and he could probably do it. It's right at the moment they're worried about his elbow, sliding more so than hitting, which is the crazy part. It's the going head first or even bracing himself when he slides that he jams his elbow or whatever. So we see him taking swings. It's not like he's half swinging it. He's going all out, doing his swinging. So
yeah. Well,
and he knows it worked for him last year that he was able to hit. He just can't throw right at the moment. So
I'd love to see Ranger and Bryce back in the lineup sooner rather than later. But I just they're healthy.
Right. Exactly. And with Strom and Bailey Fault, they're pitching the way they are right at the moment. They at least are giving us the luxury to have Ranger, hold off a little bit longer. And
John, I'm gonna put you on the spot. How long do you think Dombrowski goes with this Page kid before he bites the bullet and calls up Scott Kingery?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know that they call Kingery up, even though he's deserving of it. He's not on the 40-man roster, and
I just gave you a spot.
Well, he did, yeah. By getting rid of Pache, yeah.
Spot.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't understand why he had a nice spring. He got off to why they even go out and get the Pache move. It wasn't like Brandon Marsh was struggling during spring training.
Exactly.
So it's not like you needed to say, "Oh my gosh, I need a center fielder." It's no, I don't know that he comes up. Kingery anyway. Do they bring Guthrie up to play center field? I don't know that he's any better type of thing. I mean, Kingery's the guy that should be up.
I'm pretty much fine with Marsh out in center field. I just think you need you're going to eventually have to give Turner, a breather.
Correct.
You're going to have to give Stott a breather. You can't wear these guys out every day.
Exactly. And that's where Kingery helps because you can move Stott to short and put Kingery at second. And
if he's got his swing figured out, and yes, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to see.
I'd love to have Strom, Nick. He'd be great with his baseball card collection. And matter of fact, I was talking with who are we? What was it? What's the reporter's name?
Todd Zalecki, wasn't it?
Todd Zalecki. Thank you. We were talking to Todd Zalecki when he stopped by the store one day. He had done an article with him and an interview with him, and how he arrives at who to collect and whatnot. So he's a pretty interesting cat.
Based off of who hits home runs off of him.
So. Yeah, pretty interesting. He'd be a great guest.
Yeah.
Whether it be at the store or on the show, either way, I'll take him either spot.
Exactly.
But speaking of that, we got a lot going on. Yeah. We got a lot going on. This Fan's View is we're back at our favorite Delco spot, April 26th with Ron Jaworski. That's going to be a great show.
Yes.
Really, really looking forward to it. Coming off of Ray Didinger a couple of weeks ago over there, so that should be a gigantic crowd.
The day before the draft, so you're gonna get some. Hopefully, get some.
Draft weekend,
right there.
and looking forward to that a whole lot.
Yes.
And then we're gonna stay in Delco for a couple of weeks, and on May 10th we're gonna have Tommy Green and Dickie Knowles at Hanrahan's Irish Pub.
Yep.
So I hope you guys are marking your calendars, because I'm reeling them off.
Yep, exactly.
I'm reeling them off. So that's back to back at our favorite pub out there in Drexel Hill. Jaws on the 26th, and Tommy Green and Dickie Knowles on May 10th. And then, here's one announcement I think everybody's been waiting for. We're back at Buffalo Wild Wings in Glen Mills, May 24th, with Eagles legend Bill Berge.
Yes.
So Bill's one of my favorite. I spoke to him actually right before we went live. So we're back at Buffalo Wild Wings out here in Glen Mills. I told you, grab a calendar, mark it down.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot going on. We're busy and we like it that way. Speaking about busy, Anthony and Lauren are both working tonight in baseball town. So maybe they'll pop in and check us out. Who knows? We were out. We were out there last night for opening night, and it was fantastic. What a crowd! They've really done an amazing job. They've got that whole new center field building going up. Just gives the stadium just a different dynamic.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. It's amazing.
Yeah, it just amazing. So, good job by everybody in baseball town. We miss Lauren. We miss Anthony. He that's an opening night ritual from what I understand. So, he gets out there in the pig costume and drives the crazy hot dog vendor on the three-wheeler, singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So, a lot of tradition there in baseball town.
Oh, yeah.
So, good stuff. Had a great time. We were out there with our sponsor, City Distilling. That was pretty cool. It was unplanned. We just happened to meet up and spent the whole night together. So that was pretty cool. Nick and Jamie from City Distilling with their wives, and great night all around. But let's bring it back home a little bit, because the end of April 29th, at Carl's Cards, we got the very popular Brandon Graham. He doesn't have to come very far. He probably could ride his bike over from where he lives, which is a stone's throw. So we're looking forward to BG in the store. I know he's been out and about and signed many an autograph, but he's never been to Carl's. So I'm really personally looking forward to it. If this is his last year as an Eagle, we're gonna give him a good send off. So,
and one of two good players to come out of Michigan.
One of two.
Yeah.
Who's the other?
John Runyon.
John Runyon. There you go. Yep. Don't tell that to who's that kid playing for the Lions? Hutchinson.
Yeah, but they're not Eagles.
There you go. Tom Brady. He was okay.
He was all right, but Again, he's not an Eagle. There's only when you can say something good about a Michigan fan, it has to be an Eagle involved with it, because it's. I told that to Brandon one time when I saw him. I'm like, there's only two players that came out of Michigan that are any good. It was you and John Runyon, and he laughed. He goes, "I guess you're a Penn State fan." I'm like, "Yep, a little bit."
There you go.
Yeah. And
then a week after that, we got Dusty Watham and Kevin Long, coaches for the Fighting Phils. Looking forward to that one. That should be good. We've got the Jason Kelsey private signing mixed in somewhere in May. We're not sure the exact date yet, but it will take place in May. You need to get your items to us May 1st. So Mayday.
Mm-hmm.
I need those items. June, we've got Jamie Moyer booked. What's that date?
June 1st.
1st. There we go.
Yep.
So Jamie Moyer, 2008
World Series champ.
Phillies champ. Steve Blass, sometime in July, Caesar. Sometime in July. I'm not sure. Lauren has that date. I do not as of right now. But yeah, sometime in July. So that's the wrap for April and May, and taking us right to June 1st.
Yeah, we just finished up with the private signing with the friend of the Fanatic yesterday. So that was very cool. Getting ready for the Kelsey photos to be signed to complete them.
Everybody, the new popular photo is him and Jason hugging it out during the playoffs.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think it was the World Series, wasn't it?
No, it was during the playoffs.
Was it the playoffs? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was the bye week and Jason was available when
there you go. Yep.
Right before the World Series.
Yep. There you go.
So
very cool. Very cool. So we got a lot going on. So if you don't follow us, or you can tag a friend, This Fan's View, we're everywhere.
Exactly.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the website for Carl's Cards. We're busy.
Oh yeah.
But I'd like to jump over to Eagles football for a minute. We don't have to take a whole lot of time. The draft's coming up. The Eagles are sitting pretty good the way I see it, with picks 10 and 30.
I agree.
There was an interesting conversation the past couple of days where they would take an offensive lineman with the number 10 pick to, I guess, pretty much let the dog, go next year. In that Kelsey would probably be his last year. So I guess there's a couple of really good offensive linemen, and we know how he loves to draft offensive linemen.
Yeah.
But the interesting part to this conversation was they would then trade the number 30 pick to, I believe it was Seattle, and drop down to 37 and pick up another second round pick in doing so. Because Howie, in the late round and the second round can, that's where the magic seems to fly.
Yeah.
And there's going to be plenty of players. There's a solid running back that they're talking about. There's a defensive lineman that they're looking at. They're looking at another cornerback. So there's a lot of potential there. Me personally, I thought they were going to trade to 10 to load up on the rest of the draft.
Yeah, that would give you their most value, of course. Yeah,
but I mean, I like the idea of using the 10 on a solid guy who can step right in and play. Because you lost Salamala, right?
Yeah,
and you could use depth.
Yeah, I mean they're thinking for right now they're going to move Cam Jurgens over, just to play, while Kelsey's still here.
Yep.
So he can get his feet wet there, playing the offensive line, learn, what Jason Kelsey's calling, play wise, for setting the line up and stuff.
I think we pretty much look at Howie as he's not taking 2 first-round picks, correct?
Yeah. I mean, although I would love to see it, I would love to see him get Joey Porter with the 10th pick and move up if he can to get Bijan Robinson.
You think he's still going to be there at 10, John?
I think he will, because they're saying like 15 to 17 with the Steelers. He'd be ideal for this. He's a perfect fit for the Steelers. I was talking with my buddy who's a big Steelers fan last weekend, and he's he would love to get him there, being a former Steelers, his father being a former Steeler, and
sure,
just the bloodline. He's perfect for them, for anybody really. He's long armed, tall physical guy for a corner.
Well, if he's still there at 10, he's got to be your guy.
I would hope so. I mean,
I just don't know that Howie values that
well, that's the problem.
at with a 10th overall pick.
Yeah,
I
mean, you just re-signed Slater and
you
Bradbury
can't miss. Let's just say this: you cannot miss at 10. That guy has to be on the field next year.
Right. Oh yeah. You can't be let's redshirt them like we've done in the past and go.
Yeah.
And see. I would even grab them and try to maybe make them into a safety for next year, type of thing. Or
but you probably have to beef them up a little bit for that, right?
Probably a little bit, but make them a slot receiver, or corner if you have to, and put Maddox back at safety if you need to. But and then like to see him move up a little bit and get Bijan Robinson to complete the offense with the running back and help Hurts not having to run as much as he has to.
Well, I think they're thinking he's going to fall to the second round.
I don't know if he does. I mean, I would love to see that because that would help a lot. But I don't know about that. But
the latest projection has the first 4 picks quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks, yeah. Well, that's what happens. This time of year, the quarterbacks just rise. I mean, if Carl Henderson was a quarterback, he'd be rising to the top. He might be in the top 10, 15 right at the moment.
I like your thinking, but then my days are over. I can barely walk.
Well,
I like your thinking. I like your
positivity. You got the arm being an ex-catcher there. You can.
I can still sling it a little bit, but that's about it.
Right.
I don't know where it's going, like most of the Phillies pitchers, but.
Well, at least with this offensive line, you can do some damage with it. But yeah, it's a that would be a nice luxury pick. Getting Bijan Robinson because having him for 5 years, being a first rounder, at a controllable number would be nice to see.
Well, you know how these draft boards work, right?
Yeah.
You know it better than most because you're constantly rearranging yours every day. I think all it takes is 1 or 2 GMs to throw in a clunker. You know what I mean? Kind of like what the Eagles did a few years ago with Mike Mamula. You know what I mean? Or who was the other offensive lineman from Canada? I mean, we've certainly had our first round blunders.
Oh yeah, you had the fireman. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's definitely a lot of guys that you miss and reach on, and probably some of the quarterbacks are going to be reaches. So yeah, it'll make some of the other talent drop down to you.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, there's going to be good talent there at 10. Which helps, like that that Howie can move back, even if he moves back 2 or 3 spots and let somebody jump up to 10 and get the person they want. If you can back up because what was it, 4 through 6, they don't have picks this year right at the moment.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
Howie's not going to sit around for 3 rounds and let, everybody pick and not do anything back then. So he's going to definitely do something.
Yep.
And it's gonna be fun. It'll be interesting to see on the 26th what Jaws thinks about their plans. It's almost taboo to get a running back, but I think the Eagles are in a good spot that they're a good team. That getting a running back will be good for them. As far as you get a few years ago, you get a running back to go to the Jets. They're a bad team. He's going to struggle. But you have a great offensive line. You have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert. He's almost an afterthought, the running back.
Well, look at Miles Sanders a few years ago. He was a second round pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With first round talent.
Mm-hmm.
He was very serviceable.
Right.
I mean, they didn't want to pay him. They don't value that position very highly.
No.
Where did he go? Carolina?
He went to Carolina with Deuce. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, they have a lot. They got the luxury of being a Super Bowl team, and you got the 10th overall pick, where
Two first round picks,
well,
10 and
with
30.
the 30th as well, right?
10 and 30. So
usually you're just sitting at 30, 31, 32.
right. Yep.
Now you're sitting at 10.
Yep.
So you pull somebody off, come into a Super Bowl, worthy team.
Yep.
Is a good luxury to have right there.
Yep, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else Eagle wise, people? Come on. Tell me what you're thinking. What should they do? Picks 10, picks 30, keep them, trade them. What are we doing? Come on, put your GM hat on. I know it's baseball season. I know it's Sixer playoff basketball. I know tomorrow night's the last Flyers game of the season. I know all about it. Come on.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's talk a little Sixer basketball real quick because Saturday afternoon, 1:00, right?
1:00, yeah. Brooklyn Nets.
With
Ben Simmons.
You know what? The only thing I'm missing that Ben Simmons isn't playing.
Right.
That's the only thing I'm missing. Is Ben Simmons not getting his ass handed to him.
Yep.
That's
how far he's fallen. They're in the playoffs and they won't even play him.
He's done. They sent him home.
Right.
They sent him home supposedly.
Yeah. It's like, just get away. You're too much of a hassle.
But Miguel Bridges scares me. He's a player. He can run the floor. Unbelievable. He scares me, but I think the Sixers have way too much talent. I'll just throw this out there. Sixers in 4.
Oof. I don't know that they sweep them. I think they lose 1. But yeah, it's not going to, if it goes 6, you're in trouble as far as, just for the future games. It should be 4 or 5 that they win. I think, give them the one game because Mikal Bridges is going to go off, all series long. But, but you know what? You could be right because having this week off, is going to get everybody healthy. Harden's going to be as healthy as he's going to be through the playoffs.
Plus, they had a couple of days, at the end of the season that.
Right. Yeah, it's almost 10 days that they're going to have off. So
exactly. Does that help them or hurt them?
I think in Harden and Embiid's case, it helps them because they get healthy. All those little nagging injuries with Harden's feet and stuff like that is going to be helpful. And see what happens from there. That's why you can't have a hard long series with Brooklyn because you want to be able to save up some of that energy as well to going into the Celtics series. Most likely the following round.
Yeah.
Because they got the Hawks that they got to play.
Is that official?
Yeah, that was finished up yesterday. That's the Hawks and the Celtics play.
They should run them up and down the court. They should give them a good sweat.
Right. And hopefully, hopefully they get a little bit of give them a little bit of a run as well. That they don't sweep as well.
Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yep.
I think I think it'll be nice to see. I just it's all going to come down to the second round. Beating Boston. I mean, Boston and Milwaukee are probably the 2 best teams in the league.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. I agree.
And it's just unfortunate for the Sixers that they're 2A, 2B, 3, probably the third best team in the league. You got Golden State's playing better now too, but Jerry, I don't know. I think Embiid puts them on his shoulders, but I think just kind of like the way Boston did, they let Embiid score, almost and try to shut everybody else down. And it almost worked for him that night, because Embiid put up 52 points, and if Tatum makes that game buzzer beater, they lose the Sixers. So it's not all on Embiid. I think especially for the Celtics, Maxi's going to have to step up. Maxi's going to have to play big because he's struggled mightily against the Celtics in the past 2 years.
Yeah, but I truly believe that it's the Embiid Harden show.
Oh no,
You
it
know what
will
I mean?
be. No, it definitely is. But like I said, I mean, they could let Embiid could score 50 every night throughout the series, and it doesn't mean that you're going to win every night. And you need that extra contributions from Maxi, from Niang, to get some
Oh,
extra points.
they'll be fine.
Even
Don't count out, don't discount, Harris.
right.
I mean, me personally, I think this is the best spot that they've been in years.
Okay.
For a run at the playoffs. I think this. I mean, you're talking about a team, with Harden, with Maxi, with Niang.
And Tucker's going to be. This is what he was brought here for the playoffs.
This is exactly right. He's going to earn his money in the playoffs.
Exactly. You'll know whether it was a good thing or not having him here.
But Jerry's 100% right. Embiid needs to keep putting up them 40, 50-point nights.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course.
He puts them up. It's going to be, lights out, party over. You know what I mean? Because they're just and really, I mean, there's not a big man to stop them. You know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah, that's the thing. The Celtics don't have anybody to stop them.
Exactly.
But that's why they let him get his points, and they try to shut everybody else down. So that's why, like, if Maxi, because I mean, Embiid had scored 52, and he had more than half of their points that night, and a buzzer shot away, they could lose. So
yeah, those last two games against the Celtics could have gone either way.
Yeah, you were there. If it wasn't
for that close,
Tatum, right? They could have won that as well. Close.
So exciting time, playoff basketball. Maybe that will take some of the distraction off of the Phillies.
Right. Oh yeah, and hopefully it will.
It certainly won't take the distraction of the end of the Flyers season. That menagerie is over tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I just don't know where they're going. I don't understand the coach. Some of the comments, some of the lack of confidence in naming a captain to this squad. I just don't get it. I really don't. I mean, it's been a long season, and we know they didn't have much leadership in the way of players that they could really lean on. But I mean, does Scott Lawton not belong captain of this team?
Yeah, no, it's true.
If Sean Couturier is not coming back, or he's going to come back in a limited role, what better guy than Scott Lawton to be the captain of this team?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, that was the guy. Couturier. We thought could have been or should have been at the
time.
He
hasn't played in 2 years.
And then once we thought he should be the guy, he gets hurt and
So I mean, it's all over tomorrow night. I mean, I'm a huge orange and black fan. It hurts bad, but I really think they need to clean house, and that means new coach as well. I think if Danny Briere, and I'll go on record, I think Danny deserves the opportunity. They held on to him a year ago in blocking him from going to Montreal. They blocked him for a reason, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Not to be the interim GM, but to be the GM.
Right.
And I think he's got the the handle on the younger players of today. And I think they don't need to look any further than Lehigh Valley and Ian LePerrier as the new head coach. He's coached all these kids for the past couple of years, done an outstanding job, has his team in the playoffs, highly respected, former NFL player, blocked pucks with his face. Right. I just think he's the guy. I really do.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Um,
He would be perfect, because Torts isn't the guy. He's a guy that might be 5 years from now. Yeah,
yeah, I just can't. I just can't. I mean, from day one, I just had an issue.
right.
You know what I mean? I just had an issue, and um,
He's the guy that gets you over the top if you're close, but because
yeah,
he's got a short window or shelf life.
yeah.
But
It's
you know,
real short in Philly. I'll be shocked if he's
yeah,
back.
yeah.
I was hoping Jack would stick around, but I'd like to hear his comments because he is the legit Mr. Hockey. So
Oh yeah.
Mr. Flyer, he's still waiting for that Stanley Cup. So,
Yeah.
but great show, John. We pulled it off, you and me.
Oh yeah. We
I
did.
don't remember the last time you and me. It was just you and me. They said it couldn't be done.
No, they didn't. They don't have faith in us, but we did it. we could do it. We're not the anchors that they say we are.
But we got a lot going on at This Fan's View. We will be back live next Wednesday night before we head out. Like I said, April 26th with Ron Jaworski at Hanrahan's Irish Pub. It's going to be great. We had him a year and a change ago up at Dagwoods, and he was nothing short of sensational.
Oh yeah.
You give him a couple
early for the stories.
You give him a couple Miller Lights and let him go.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. So we're looking forward to it. So
plus with the draft around it, right.
We're going to get some insight for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see what's going on. So, anything else, John?
No, I think next week's our time to catch our breath before the storm comes here for going back and forth, with great news with Buffalo Wild Wings, joining back on, and Hanrahan's is going to be, rocking as well. So, it's going to be a long time, especially here at the store.
Yep, we're going to sneak in a road show up in Baseball Town as well this summer. We're going to get up there and talk to some of the guys.
Exactly.
So, speaking of Baseball Town, if any of our listeners need tickets, come see us. We got tickets. We will hook you up, especially Friday nights. Fiesta Fridays. We'll be out there every Friday night throughout the season. We'll be table buddies with Humane Pennsylvania. So we're looking forward to hanging out with everybody out in Burke County. So with all that being...
That night, those nights you'll be having raffles as well. So come out. There'll be always great prizes and raffle prizes there. So.
Yep. We'll take a lot of our good raffle prizes that we take to our shows, and we'll take them out there and send a few people home a winner.
Yep. With all the activity here at the store, it's going to be bigger and better.
There you go, guys. Thanks everybody for joining us. Comments, questions. We love you guys.
Absolutely.
So with all that, we will check us out next Wednesday night, 6:30.
Sounds good. See you later.